and people excited to transition into home ownership. A lot of the people that you will meet and come across in real estate are a yes man or a yes woman. So with a lot of these tenant buyers, they claim they want to move fast, they got money ready to go, and they're almost rushing in to do a deal. I have found when you do the initial pre-screening and you dig deeper into their personal situation, the credit situation, financial, or just the logistics of moving, that 30-day I'm ready to go is really looking more like 45 to 60 days. So on the front end, I definitely trust, the lead, and I'll, hopefully they're giving me the most accurate information possible, but we do like to verify, right? And it may take a couple phone calls, or in our pipeline or in our business model, we will transition quickly and encourage a face-to-face meeting. That way it helps separates those that are truly serious about moving forward as opposed to those who need to wait later on. So Bill, you guys obviously will get asked a lot of questions when it comes to credit repair. Do you focus on addressing credit repair issues with the tenant buyer, or do you first focus on gathering or pulling certain pieces of information so that you don't get your steps all mixed up, right? Because obviously when you're dealing with a tenant buyer, the first thing you process isn't going to be the credit repair. As the person structuring the deal, you need certain pieces of information. I'm sure you guys do address credit repair issues and questions, but what's the biggest thing you focus on? Is it credit repair right away, or you focus on something else when you are screening your tenant buyers in your for your tenant buyer list or leads?
Well, Gil, we make it simple. First of all, we go through the normal screening process of what they're looking for, what their budget will allow for rent, what their budget will allow for an option, deposit, or down payment. And, we cover that issues. And, and then I ask them to, in order to be able to complete the purchase of a property and be involved in our program, you will need to get bank financing, within a reasonable time. We define that as somewhere between 1 and 3 years. So why don't you tell me about, describe your credit to me? Is it great? Is it average? Is it poor? What's your situation with your credit? And they'll usually, say, well, it's not good. It's okay. Well, that's fine. I mean, that's the whole purpose of getting involved in a rent to own. And so what we'll do is we'll work with you, and our mortgage broker will work with you, come up with a plan of action in order to be able to get you qualified, up to a 3-year term. And our mortgage broker will do some pre-screening on that to find out where you stand today and what you need to do in order to get qualified in the near future. How does that sound? And they go, well, that sounds great. And so if we have a property that they're currently interested in, Gil, one thing that separates the men from the boys and the women from the girls is once they look at a property and they're interested, we have them fill out an application, and we have them put, if they want the property and they want to take it off the market, they got to write a check, or they got to come up with cash. And we give them a receipt for it, and we let them know, here's the deal. First one in that's qualified gets the property. And if we tell them that they're qualified for the property and then they decide not to buy it and we've taken it off the market for a week or two, they lose their deposit. And that's stated right up front and in writing. So that really separates, the men from the boys and the women from the girls, because if they have to put some money up front and commit financially, then you find out how truly motivated that they are. So that's one of the things that we do. Back to you.
Nice. So just to be clear, guys, with the piece of information you picked up yesterday, you always want to leave your leads feeling, they got that warm, fuzzy feeling. They got that great customer service from you or your staff, assistants, business partner. They got good customer service so far, right? You got to demonstrate value. You have to be able to give them some tips and some advice to show that, hey, you do know a little bit what you're talking about, and it keeps them busy, right? So when it comes to a tenant buyer, first of all, we want to find out if this guy can move in 30 to 45 days or if that's a realistic time frame for them. We will schedule multiple home showings for them, so that we get a better idea of the type of property they're looking for, and we can zero in on their ideal first property or new home, and have them already start, get in touch with our mortgage broker, and apply some of these credit tips, right? So we'll have them go out and review their lines of credits. We'll have them go out and make sure that their billing and credit reporting date is synchronized, right? Or that and you can use these as filters or criteria before you spend more time with them. So I take about 10-15 minutes to pre-screen a new tenant buyer that's filled out, an information sheet online or one of our online applications, and then I'll schedule the property, give them some tips with regards to their credit and what they can do and what they can start doing, so that again they continue to work with us, and then schedule them to come into the office or to meet them at a local Starbucks in their particular area. So we'll have more on the credit series tomorrow. Right, and on today's session, I wanted to walk you guys through setting up a basic a Facebook pay-per-click campaign, very similar to doing Google type of Facebook pay-per-clicks, except a whole lot easier. Right now, a pay-per-click ad can come in different shapes and forms. I'm going to walk you guys through some tips on how I design and put together my Facebook campaigns. But on today's session, I'll briefly walk you through it just so you get an idea of how this all works. But this week and throughout the next week, we're actually going to be reviewing a few things with you when it comes to Facebook fan pages, and I want to give you guys a preview of what's coming ahead so that you know which contents and replays to check out and zero in on those particular sessions. Because I can show you and walk you through how to design a Facebook pay-per-click campaign, but if you don't know what type of images to use, the thought process and the psychology of this headline as opposed to that headline, what type of call to actions to have in place, then you're going to definitely have some holes in your marketing funnel. And we want you guys to have campaigns that will result in phone calls or opt-in into your squeeze pages, or maybe you're taking the organic approach where you're planning to be, to do business in that territory for a long time. And so you're looking to build a local community so that you can gain some traffic online, you can get some referrals from third parties, and you don't have to put any paid marketing behind that particular lead channel or marketing channel. Once it starts to grow online organically, you have people out there in the marketplace just promoting your ads or promoting your company or Facebook fan page. So a couple of things that we're going to be reviewing over the next couple of days. Today, I'll just walk you through the Facebook pay-per-click campaign so that, again, it addresses the biggest concern, and most people are intimidated by it, right? They think it's very complicated. But yesterday I talked a little bit about doing, the slow approach versus the fast approach. We shared, a couple tips on the name description, the type of profile pictures to go ahead and use, and give you guys a checklist to make sure you fill in all, or at least have something in these blanks, since it'll either help score or help your online marketing piece have more search engine juice and marketing power behind it, or just have better conversion overall for the particular campaign, right? So what have we got coming up this week? All right. I want to definitely set some expectations. This is going to be a paid campaign. I'm going to be doing $5 per day in the form of a paid marketing campaign, testing different lead sources or different squeeze pages over the next 30, 45, 60 days. So it's not just going to be one campaign I'll set up multiple ones. We're going to apply it to different strategies. We're going to apply this to rent with an option to buy. We're going to apply it to our wholesaling operation. And I'm also going to show you how we use it doesn't always have to be about real estate, right? We are picking up traffic, subscribers, and referrals from other lead sources or from other channels that most wholesalers and investors will never tap or just aren't doing right now. That's why our pay-per-click campaigns perform so much better, is because we find ways to target the campaigns and zero in on a specific type of motivated seller, whether it's somebody who is tired landlord, probate, so on and so forth, right? So I'll be talking to you guys about the image psychology, what images to use, and why. We're also going to start running campaigns. Like I mentioned, I'm going to run multiple campaigns here throughout the week, and also share some tips on how you can use custom audiences. We're doing some fun stuff when it comes to custom audiences, and this is what I mean by having a highly targeted or a targeted campaign for your Facebook pay-per-click ads, so that, again, better conversion and you can keep costs to a minimum. It's crazy because even in a Southern California market, I come across wholesalers or people that want to get started in real estate that have $200-300 a month for a marketing budget, right? And it really blows their mind or shocks them when they hear or find out that in a competitive marketplace, that is but a drop in the bucket and not really effective for direct mail. But you can set up online marketing campaigns for a very minimal fee, $5 a day. Start testing this out so that you can build your brand name, get some referrals, or get some leads at the end of the day. All right. So we're going to talk about the image psychology, the thought process behind that. We're going to actually run some campaigns. And I'll always have links for you guys to check out in the resources if there's any particular website I'm using or where to set up the tool, the marketing piece, just like how we've had in our videos and images. If you haven't watched our image training or the video YouTube training series, please check that out. That'll help shorten your time frame and your learning curve in picking up the pay-per-click campaign. There's a reason why we started with those basics because all of that actually feeds and leads into pay-per-click campaigns, your main website, and we do use all of those different marketing pieces. It's not something that gets set up and sits on a shelf for the entire year. I'll be also talking about tracking campaigns. Facebook has a nice little dashboard in order for you to track campaigns, but I also use an Excel spreadsheet in order to track and see how my campaigns are doing. Are we getting the Facebook likes that we're looking for? Are we getting leads? Are we getting calls? Is it a campaign that we're looking to do deals off of and make money and monetize? Or is it a campaign where we just want to generate leads, create a buzz, make it appear that, hey, we are the go-to company? That way we can get some leads and then resell them to another agent, broker, or partner up with another investor in the area. So what are our goals and ways that we want to be able to monetize so that we can make money on the campaign or break even and yet still build a brand and get some referrals out of it, right? As always, I do love paid marketing because it's one of the most, it's one of the easier things to scale up since you have metrics in place, and it takes a lot of the guesswork out of things. So we're going to start out at a very minimal $5 per day budget. We're going to test different pay-per-click ads and try to find the ones that are cranking out leads or at least hitting some good goals on a regular basis, right? So that's a little bit of a preview that we've got coming up here over the next few days. Tomorrow we're going to build out our credit repair series and go into module 2, or the second component on our 7 steps to 720 credit score. And I'm going to link that with profitable pay-per-click campaigns, so you can actually set up campaigns like what I'm going to do today. All right, cool. So if everybody's ready to go, let me check the chat line and the questions before we continue here. I see Mr. Steve Clutch on the line. He is he's overseeing our accountability group for any of the new wholesalers and bird dogs that are just getting started. Steve, any tips, strategies, questions, or feedback from your group that we need to address and cover this morning?
No, everything's good.
Awesome. I got some emails back from one of the markets that you guys are handling virtually. It looks like there's some leads coming their way. I think one of the leads decided to list their property with somebody else, and I think we had referred that same lead to an agent in our network. So I want to make sure we did not. I'd like to know that we talked to the lead and then they decided to do business with somebody else. That's okay. Hopefully it's not a case of nobody called the lead back. So definitely double check that with in Podio for the leads that you are working. By the way, guys, Podio is really, really easy to set up. And we can definitely have a session on Podio for those of you that are looking to transition and use your own Podio accounts. All right. So let's jump into the Facebook, right? The Facebook. There is, let me just go to the links. I will go into these slides in more detail tomorrow. Definitely, Jenny, in the meantime, we will, I'll walk you guys through how I set up a simple campaign. Now, you will need a couple of things in place. You will need a website for one, and or a squeeze page, okay? And you will also need, definitely helps if you have a Facebook fan page, since it's going to request a Facebook fan page. So for those of you that don't have them, definitely start or working on your Facebook fan pages. Podio training, please, says Roy. Yeah, we can definitely go through the Podio. Let's get our Facebook campaigns rocking and rolling. And if we have some time, I'll walk you through some Podio, managing your virtual markets. Oh, by the way, looks like we got some of these wholesalers on the line. If we aren't already connected on Facebook, please go ahead and add me. Just go to www.fbgil.com, and that'll take you to my Facebook page. We're going to be having these wholesalers, or at least picking their brains. They recently got a nice little check, and it's good to see. And just let the marketplace know that wholesaling is alive and well in the Los Angeles, California market. So pretty awesome, and we'll share more news on that one here as we go along. So you are going to start in a website, www.facebook.com/ads create. I'm going to share that with you guys that are live on the session. You can check your questions panel here right now and follow along or save these links if you'd like. Right now, in this particular campaign, I am looking for clicks to a website. I want people to land on a particular squeeze page, enter some basic information so we can start processing and working with those leads, right? So I'm going to go ahead and go click clicks to website. And now it's going to ask me for a URL to promote. So at this point, you definitely want to have your squeeze page ready. If you don't, some of you guys are using online tools like FreedomSoft, RealFlow, Lead Pages, Megaphone. If you did not catch our training series on squeeze pages, definitely check it out. I give you guys some pretty cool options on different squeeze pages and vendors that would allow you to quickly and easily set up a squeeze page. Blackbook is one of the software tools that we've used in the past. Sometimes we still use it depending on the type of the campaign. But when I do like to get some quick ideas as to throwing a squeeze page together, or if I'm limited on time and I just need to have a squeeze page ready to go, Blackbook has some nice ready turnkey squeeze pages that you can start using with a built-in autoresponder series. A little bit pricey on the price point. If you're thinking about ordering Blackbook, try to get in touch with their customer support directly or their sales team. Let them know that Gil from his online marketing and mastermind group sent you their way, and get a discount from them. Instead, they actually have an affiliate program, and instead of generating a commission off of it, we can just pass on the savings to you guys so that you can get it at a discounted rate. So definitely inquire about that. So what I'm doing now is I'm looking for a quick squeeze page that I can use. I do believe there are, FreedomSoft does have them. I'm not going to use FreedomSoft for this particular session. Profit. And then landing pages, right? So these they got some different ones. I have been tinkering with these squeeze pages for quite a while. Looks like going on 2-3 years now running, some really old ones. But the nice thing about this is that Blackbook, again, they have their own squeeze pages. They're always tinkering. It's by investors for investors. Whenever a vendor claims that their squeeze pages are tested out, that does help. Ultimately, at the end of the day, you need to test it out for yourself to know that 100% it applies to you, your strategy, and your business. But it does help dealing with squeeze page providers that are testing or gathering data on conversion. So Black Book is one of them that, I mean, they promote this stuff within their software. It's by investors, for investors. So does Lead Pages. Now, yesterday we had some training on credit repair, right? So I'm going to put together a campaign here targeting, let's say, retail buyers, tenant buyers, buyers in a marketplace, right? So if we're dealing with the rent-to-own strategy, or at least with an option to buy, then we want to go with some type of a tenant buyer campaign. So let me just look for a tenant buyer campaign. There's wholesale buyer. Let's see what this looks like. Yeah, they have some for a lot, right? They got some, I mean, they got private, they have squeeze pages for a variety of strategies, which is pretty cool. Okay, so I've pulled out some topics which appear to be related. Okay, so this is for a cash buyer. That's not what we're looking for here. Don't let bankruptcy stand in the way of your next dream home. We can help regardless of your credit score. Bingo. All right, so here is a squeeze page that we can use. Okay, and so all I would have to do now is copy the link to that squeeze page. Landing page bankruptcy lease option. Okay, so that's the name. You just have to take note of the squeeze page that you are using. Links in HTML, get link. Okay, so we're going to get the link. If you're using lead pages, you just have to copy paste the www on the lead pages. If you are installing the squeeze page on your server, then you just have to copy that particular link. The link that goes into this is the website that you are, the squeeze page that you're driving people towards. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and enter that there. Yes, that's right. Again, they do have an affiliate program. Instead of the affiliate commission, we'll pass on the savings to you guys, see if you can work out a discount. Maybe they have some promo going on, not quite sure. It's worth asking. Before I order anything online, I'll type in the vendor, the product, the service, and discount right after it. So I'll check if there's any coupon codes. I think recently we were able to save $50 on video hosting for a year. So again, different ways, different things that you can do. Now, uploading an image, right? In our squeeze page training, I shared with you guys the tips and the thought process on selecting images. We'll be reviewing some of those, but my campaign, I'm targeting the rent to own or lease option type of strategy. I want to build some tenant buyers, retail buyers, and convert some of the sellers using these particular marketing tools. So let me, where is that squeeze page? Yeah, the deal finders that you see on there, those are squeeze pages that we tested in different markets, building out bird dog networks. So that's the story there. Okay, so it definitely has some preview. Awesome. Now, I'm targeting tenant buyers, credit repair, right? First-time home buyers, buy your own dream home. I do have some images that I'm ready to use, but just in case, if I didn't have any, we can do a simple and a quick Google search for some images. There are some sites that will be available in the real estate resources section for those of you that need some images that you can easily swipe. What you want to stay away from, that is correct, are the Getty images, routers, those types of images, because those definitely require some copyright and permission, and that's all okay. You just have to get them. So if you don't get the permission, then you cannot use those images, right? Just making sure you guys know that. All right, so I don't have any ones ready here to go. So let's go with credit repair, Los Angeles. Let's see what the images are and helping these people get credit repair. So I'm going to build a pay-per-click campaign based on the training that we were having this week and the content on our tenant buyer campaign. Okay, so let's say done my research. I know this is a high converting image, and so we can get something rocking and rolling today. Let's say we use this one right here, right? Oops, it's got a website on it. Can't use that. Ah, here we go. Call us now. Sweet. Save image as. Sample PPC TB campaign. And if you notice, when you do put a website on there, there are images that would get uploaded too. So that's the nice thing about using a squeeze page, is that it would already pop up on there. Yeah, the image should automatically load. Correct. Do you guys know where we saved it? I can't recall where we saved it. Show all. Sample open container folder. Ah, okay. Yeah, it's I'm using a new computer, sort of. So where everything is, just trying to get a feel for it, right? Now, the images that you use, you want to make sure that they're tested images and that you're actually researching the stuff. If you're in our group coaching component or if we are marketing for you, then we are already pulling data and info on which images to use or the recommended trending images to help convert and have your campaigns, encourage them to go viral. Connect to a Facebook page. So you definitely want to have a Facebook page set up somehow. If you are in the rent to own or we buy houses category, set up a simple company Facebook page. There is a Facebook page that I use, and it's a test one. It's my test Facebook page, so I'm going to throw that on the Facebook page here so that you can see it. Headline: bankruptcy lease option, right? So the campaign that has done very well for us, or my favorite one, is the rent to own dream home. California. Text: have you fallen victim to bankruptcy? Don't worry, you can still own your own home again. Now, if you have a squeeze page built, when you enter a squeeze page, it pulls the data and the info from the squeeze page and automatically fills in these texts and blanks. So again, all you have to do is verify and check it. Now, I don't want to limit it to just bankruptcy. Maybe I want to talk credit repair as well. Right? Have you fallen victim to bankruptcy? Don't worry, you can steal your own home again. I want to include now. Have you fallen victim to bankruptcy? Don't worry, you can still own your dream. You can still own your dream home. Okay, perfect. Again, you want to make sure you're using tested pieces. Tested text and all that good stuff. Call to action. Okay, this is a new feature and I do really like this because now you don't forget to have a call to action on there. There is a shop now, book now, learn more, sign up, download. So I'm just going to click learn more. In the text, I'm definitely going to want a phone number on there So give me a second while I pull a tracking number to see if we can squeeze in a phone in there. Some ninja tips when it comes to your images on your Facebook campaigns. Get a phone number in the image. Put a red border around the image if you can. So that's some other little beefed up little tips that you can add to help boost and have a better campaign, so to speak. All right. So yeah, I'm just pulling a tracking number. And then I will need to definitely delete some text. What am I trying to, let's see. Awesome. So I have my tracking number. And then I've run out of text here. I can see that, and I'm sure you guys can too. Thanks for pointing that out, Amy. So I'm just going to delete this text. Victim to bankruptcy. Boom. Phone number. Call me. Let's have a conversation. Learn more. Show advanced options. Newsfeed link description. I'm going to leave this one blank, just at least for this session, this particular session. Locations, right? So I want to zero in on a particular area. That's what I love about doing deals virtually. I can live in LA, do a deal in Oklahoma if we wanted to, do a bunch of them. I can live here, do a deal in the Midwest on the East Coast, and I can just, I don't have to move around if I don't want to. So we're going to target, let's go Rosemead. No, Rosemead, California. There we go. Rosemead, California. Okay. We're target Temple City, California. Thank you. Pasadena. Okay. And so again, more targeted. You're able to control the costs a little bit better. And the leads are relevant, right? If I'm planning to do deals in California, you don't want this ad appearing in New York if you're not able to close on the deal. Age group, want to deal with 24 and up. Okay, no max. Gender, all. Languages, any. Demographics, right? This is where it gets really interesting, where again, the more targeted your campaigns, the better, right? You don't want it super targeted where it makes it hard for somebody to get through the door, but at least you have an ideal profile, or we call it avatar, right? Your ideal target. Now, in this case, here are some tips on how to come up and understand your target market when it comes to demographics, right? You can check out this pretty cool website, which is alexa.com. Okay, so if I'm putting together a squeeze page for tenant buyers, building a buyer's list, building a retail buyer's list, and I'm targeting, people with credit issues or a bankruptcy. Okay, so if I go to a site like alexa.com, I want to be able to do a search, but it's not letting me do a search. I have to give an exact website. So that might take a second. Another option on here is Quantcast. Links will be available in the replay, don't worry. And we can, there we go, example.com. It's going to give us, okay, U.S. courts, credit repair. Okay. Yeah, what I'm doing right now is I'm trying to get an idea of demographics in my target market. Again, I'm putting myself in the shoes that I have no idea what's going on, so I need to know who my target market is so I can design effective campaigns. I am looking for the number one or the authority websites in the target niche that I'm, building, or my target market. In this case, credit.com appears as the number one Google search result. Let's verify. Okay. And if I go to a website like alexa.com, type in the website on here, let's see what pops up. Okay. All right, so that definitely pops up. And then on quantcast.com, did it return anything? No results. Okay, so there's none here, but they do have it on alexa.com. This gives me information on who is going to creditier.com. And I can use that information to my advantage when I'm designing and building out my particular campaigns, right? So this tells me information about the keywords that they're typing in, all right, and the percentage of the traffic. So I can keep those in mind as I design my pay-per-click campaigns. There are some upgrade options in order to get certain pieces of info. I don't know. Page views. All right, so this isn't a very good one. We need a high credit repair website so it illustrates and you guys get an idea. Oh, you know who's a big one? Lexington Law, right? That's a super popular one. I want you guys to see the data. Bingo. Oops. LexingtonLaw.com. There we go. So global rank, daily page views. Obviously, you want an authority website. This is ranked 5,000, 24,000 in the world, so it definitely carries some weight. But this is what I mean by demographics. For example, I know what the percentage or the ratio of male to female. I know that these people have some college, some graduate school. There's people shopping and going to the site both from the workplace and from school. So again, I can use this information to my advantage as I build out and design my particular marketing campaign so that I can choose and pretty much just match the demographics that I see on there, okay? So other strategies and tips that you can use so that you know how to fill in these blanks. Interests, right? So I'm going to be typing interests such as credit repair, credit monitoring, right? Rent to own or rent your own home, invest in rent to own property, rent to own. These are different interests that I'm typing on here. Will vary depending on the campaign. And again, there's a nice little potential reach here in metrics. The more you fill this in and add info or shape the campaign, this will adjust accordingly. And I'm going to scroll down on here. Behaviors, it's a little complicated one. Now, here's the part about the connections. So connections, you can go all or you can do advanced connection targeting. So for example, people who are connected to, and if I find a Lexington Law Facebook page, there we go. Come on, guys. Even Lexington Law has their own Facebook page. You guys should have yours too. So let's say target people who are connected to the Lexington Law Facebook page. And again, what I like about this is they're already in that particular target market. This is my market. I'm trying to appeal to people in the credit repair situation, looking for credit repair, that are still interested in home ownership. They will see my little rinky-dink ad here on the right-hand side. Local would always trump nationwide. So whenever I do these campaigns, I always want to make sure that I have a local acquisition manager in place that we can add on here. Exclude people who are connected. So you can zero in your campaign so that it's not too broad and you are targeting your ideal customer. So for example, if you know of a probate company or a moving company in your area, you can like those fan pages and that would be your target market or similar audience. They're in the same space as you are, which is real estate, but they're indirect competition, right? So we get leads and deals from auction houses. We get referrals from people that handle probate files and real estate planning. We definitely encourage you guys to find Facebook pages, like them, so that you can shape these campaigns and have a highly targeted campaign, right? And you can always modify the rest of these. Budget, $5 per day. Run my ad set continuously starting today, okay? I'll just keep this at a bid for clicks, all right? And automatically optimize, so I'm going to keep that particular setting right on there, okay? So pretty easy, simple, straightforward process. The key things here that will affect the, to have an exceptionally successful campaign would be number one, the images, two, the title and the headlines that you're using, because that's the content that they are seeing. The more, if you know the territories that you're looking to farm and do deals, if you don't, do the heat maps video in our walkthrough series so that you know what territories to target, and find some interests and connections to existing Facebook fan pages, because again, that's your target market, and these are people all in the real estate niche. So you can use this to your advantage by finding, I don't know, let's say there's a real estate brokerage in your area that has a high social media presence, okay? And I would love to connect with them, or at least, target their audience. And so I would add them to the different, I would make sure my ad appears to their particular customers as well. Some people here always like to ask and inquire, can we use this for our own business if we have our own educational or local training programs? And the answer is yes, right? So for example, Rich Dad Poor Dad does a ton of local real estate events and marketing. So by linking my ad with the Rich Dad marketing that is out there, okay, I'm able to connect with people who are looking for real estate education, training. They want to partner, they want to do deals. And so my PPC campaign and ad, once again, is more targeted. And I know it's in front of the eyeballs that are qualified leads or prospects, right? It's not just some random person pulled from out of nowhere. Awesome. Any questions and clarifications to that before we continue on here? Otherwise, right, we will go ahead and move forward. So we'll go ahead and review the order. Just take a look at it. I know what my ad name is going to be: Rent to Own Dream Home, California. Right. So I'm just going to put this for LA, since this is an LA campaign. Rent to Own Dream Home. And then BK market, the bankruptcy market, or the credit repair target market. I will go ahead and place the order. And your order has been placed. You'll receive a notification once your ads are reviewed. So you can create a similar ad and you can test out different ones, right? So if I want to create a similar ad, I would only change one thing: the title, so I can test titles. I'll change the images so I know which images are more responsive. If you do your research on the back end, or if we're marketing for you, then we're already recommending what images to use for your campaigns, since we're doing constant research into different rent to own, we buy houses, type of social media and online image marketing. Otherwise, if I didn't want to do any testing, or if I already have multiple campaigns up and running, I'll just go ahead and hit continue. And there we go. Monitor and adjust your campaign with ads managers. Okay, so this is going to pop up. I would recommend you take a tour. Whenever I have any questions, the first people I would ask is always the direct customer support, the forum. If they have a phone number, then I will go ahead and call and ask questions. But normally there's some nice, pretty walkthrough videos that will help explain this all to you as well, so that you get better and more familiar with how to do Facebook marketing. So I won't take a tour right now. I'm with you guys, so no need to go through this one. But so campaign is in review. It's scheduled. Here is the budget. And you can always turn on the campaigns depending on the status. I'm spending $5 per day to start generating leads from this campaign. Now, once again, I have a squeeze page already set up, and I have a mechanism to capture and catch all these leads, which is going into this CRM tool and this particular account. If I had wanted to, I can have it link directly into Podio, for example. So I can use this squeeze page and link it directly to Podio, and that way it goes into my Podio account. So it all depends on the CRM tool. You can do the same with FreedomSoft, RealFlow. You can also do it with HighRise. I just don't like HighRise at all, and we'll never. I just don't recommend HighRise. Somebody was asking about HighRise. They just saw it last week. But that's our little campaign on here, guys. And so we'll take a look, see how this campaign is performing over the next month. I am going to put together multiple campaigns. And then I'm also going to use the tips on the 7 Steps to 720 series. For example, I'll take a look at this, right? The little tips we went through recently, and I'll go ahead and pull some of that info and place that on my ads or on my marketing pieces so that I can test those out and see which one's going to perform the best. All right. Any questions or clarifications to that? No, that's really the problem. I mean, really easy, simple, straightforward. Again, a lot of the work, and I set this up with you guys before we jumped into our image and YouTube marketing. There's a lot of stuff that happens on the front end. Downloading your images, researching, making sure you know what titles, headlines, bodies, and pictures to use. And once you have the ideal marketing material, like a little folder put together of those images, those titles, and those headlines, you're going to apply that in different forms of marketing channels so that you can test out which is the best one. So it's a little bit time intensive on the front end, but on the back end, when you execute, really, you could take 5 minutes to place this ad and this video in there, right? So go ahead and type in some questions, clarifications. When will you upload this session along with the last few ones? I'm going to be working on that one today so that we can get the replays up and running. And we'll be able to continue in the series. I think a lot of people were definitely still catching up. Can we see the squeeze page, what the final one looks like? Yes, you can. Shorten code. There we go. I would prefer people call me off of this campaign, so that's why there's a phone number in there so that they can go ahead and call in. This is what it looks like. Right. So I may edit this stuff too in the squeeze page. I may, if I analyze it, and apply the concepts that we talked about in our squeeze page video training, then, I would definitely clear up a lot of this text or make sure that I'm giving away, content, good value, to make it a no-brainer for them to enter their name and email. Right. And so the thought process here is, heck, if they like these free tips, apply it, then you can retain this particular buyer in the long run. I've had conversations with wholesalers and investors, rather, that just have buyer funnels, right? All they do is just build tenant buyers, they build cash buyers, retail buyers, and that's all they would focus on. And they're very profitable and they make good money. They'll do 3-4 deals a month, 1,000 to 4,000 in lease option or wholesaling or JV fees that they receive. And so that's not too bad for something part-time on a monthly basis, if you ask me, right? That is definitely pretty cool. Okay, so while we wait for some of our East Coasters to get caught up, let me review. I just walked you through how to place a PPC Facebook-based ad on there, how to target it, and I don't know. Let's see if it will appear on my thread. It's not on my wall. It would be on my Facebook. It'll be on that Facebook fan page that we talked about. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just got to get it going. Oh, that's right. It's still in review. Got it. That's right. So yeah, once we'll check on this definitely over the next couple of days and take a look, see how the campaign is performing. We are rolling out this strategy, this new lead funnel, and we do have people that are following along, generating leads for this campaign. So we'll be partnering with you on those deals and sending you the wholesaler or the assignment fees with whatever pump comes out of it. And so wanted to make sure that you guys have additional marketing tools and channels that you are working on up until you're talking to 5 to 10 either buyers or sellers leads on a daily basis, right? So a couple of things that we will jump into in more detail, right? So that you can design and maintain profitable Facebook marketing campaigns. Over the next couple of days, we are going to review, or I've gone over a checklist here recently, but once again, content, where to find these images, and the image psychology, running these profitable campaigns, how we test and track different ones, also how we use custom audiences so that we have more effective PPC campaigns. So I'll be reviewing these slides with you guys on, we may have some time tomorrow. We're getting some new content on our 7 Steps to 720 credit repair series or credit series. And so if we don't get into it in detail tomorrow, then we'll definitely go into this in detail on Friday, right? So that we can go through this particular exercise and then demo some updated ways to design your Facebook pay-per-click campaign, or really focusing on some of those little nuances like a targeted audience, right? Once again, if so somebody here had a nice little idea. So for example, if I target the audience of Facebook members who are following along, do home repairs, do it DIY home tips, and people, homeowners or FSBO type leads, yes, those are the fan pages. Those are the targeted audience that you would definitely want to market to or have your marketing piece in front of, right? Because that is your FSBO. Those are the leads in your area. And some leads will do deals with you right away. Others will take some following up on. We're currently working on a deal right now. It's a nice little deal out in just north of LA County, 9% cap rate. We may keep it as a rehab, but ideally this would go to a buy and hold type of investor, right? And so I'll get back to that one. We'll take that question offline, right? But we do have that deal we're currently working on right now. And by capturing, again, targeted audience, maybe our buyer isn't based in LA County. I was talking to Henry out in his area. We could have the right buyer, ideally a landlord in that particular area, right? Targeted audience. This seller that had come in for that particular, and this is why I talk about these leads that will not do business with you right away or can't, right? A lot of them, majority, are on the fence or need some convincing. You just got to build that trust factor. So this lead came in several months ago, and just constant follow-ups every 1 to 2 months, just a courtesy call to see if anything's changed, if they would consider selling. Is it okay for me to call you and next quarter just to see how things are going? And 7 to 8 months later on, they just got diagnosed with diabetes. They need an operation in about a month. And so motivations changed, but the lead was captured 7 to 8 months ago, right? Constant follow-ups. That's why you have to have a good capture mechanism and a follow-up series. Whether you do a courtesy call or an email, right? An autoresponder sequence, either way, regardless of how busy or what your marketing budget is, you can effectively follow up on your leads, and the fortune is definitely in the follow-up. But yes, you can target you can use other people's fan pages so that you have a targeted, dedicated audience, right? Awesome. So we'll go into those slides in more detail. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and type it in. Missing your tracking number in the affiliate link. Missing your tracking number. Which affiliate link? If you guys are, I don't have one. They do have an affiliate program, and see if you can get some. We'll just pass on the savings to you guys if you like it and you want to use it. I think for the price, it's a couple $1,000. I think you can assemble Podio, lead pages, and Megaphone, and still come in a couple $100, right? So all depends on your budget. I would rather go with Podio and a lead pages tool, if I was on a limited budget, right? So again, different things for you to track and consider. Other than that, Awesome. So no other urgent updates, feedback, questions. Looks like it's business as usual here for the group. And Steve, any questions, clarifications before we jump off? Or I know you guys have the group coaching and the live seller calls. Anything for your group that we can address? Changes in schedule? Any updates? You are on self-mute, by the way.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I don't know what lead you were talking about earlier. If you send me a name, seller name, or an address, I can look it up and follow up with it.
Awesome. I'll touch base with you offline here. And then I think you guys should be having access to the new FISBO leads that we talked about for your one of your virtual markets. So those leads are coming in well on their way. Steve, you're doing your live seller calls training for our group coaching students. What's the schedule for that one? Because we have some people on here that have not yet registered or should have registered for those.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, we can send out the registration link again. But the time schedule is well, today it'll be 11 a.m. Pacific time. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I make calls at 11 a.m. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, it is 3 p.m. Pacific time.
Awesome, 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 awesome. All right. Well, very cool. So for those of you, especially if you're working with Henry Serrano's group, please tap into the live seller calls training before you do any major paid marketing stuff, right? You wouldn't know what to say, how to handle the objections, and we don't want you wasting money on perfectly good leads. And so you can maximize your budgets by practicing talking to sellers first. And I really would prefer that particular approach, right? Especially for investors that are, or people that are just kind of tipping their toes into real estate. And it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. You can find out within 30 to 60 days what area you want to really focus on. If you like the virtual aspect, if you prefer to do things face to face, and you actually will run some marketing, get some calls, which is great because you'll start talking to sellers within your first week, as opposed to what I commonly see out here where people will go 8 months and have a handful of homeowners that they've actually talked to. So with that, guys, we'll see you on the next live session. And I will get the replays up on the last couple of sessions today. So I'll be working on those, making sure there's some nice links to any of the resources as well. Also, updated proof of funds, Mr. Clutch. Looks like somebody needs an updated proof of funds. So just wanted to make sure that you were aware of that.
Yeah, it's already out.
Offer. Nice.
I just sent it out, yeah.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, guys, so we'll see you on the next live session. If you're part of our new internet marketing training series, we're going to continue out building some of these additional PPC campaigns, testing out different markets, different strategies, and niches. So with that, on behalf of Bill, Steve, Mr. Henry Serrano, myself, and all our other contributors, thanks for joining us. If you're interested in getting started in real estate, there'll be some contact information here in this YouTube post, or maybe you're watching this video on one of our websites. Give us a call, send us an email so we can talk about your great escape to the rat race, how you can best get started, or double the production that you're currently doing if you've been in business for quite some time now. So with that, guys, thanks for joining us, and we'll see you on the next live session. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.